Try it for 24 hours. Most effective way to regrow stem cells 1000x and burn stubborn fat. Within the intricate biology of every human being lies an extraordinary physiological mechanism, often likened to a master switch, possessing the profound ability to simultaneously regenerate stem cells and incinerate even the most tenacious, stubborn fat deposits. For many, this vital switch has remained in an off position for years, silently contributing to various aspects of decline and metabolic imbalance. The truly remarkable news, however, is that this switch can be reactivated, flipped back into its on state, potentially within a single day. Yet, for a vast majority, this profound potential remains untapped simply because the knowledge of its existence and the methods to engage it have largely remained unknown. It's crucial to understand that your body's stem cells are not inherently dead or gone. Rather, they are in a state of dormancy. Groundbreaking research, notably from institutions like Stanford, has demonstrated that these crucial regenerative cells reside within your bone marrow, maintaining an impressive 97% capacity even into advanced age, beyond 65. They are present, ready, but merely quiescent. And while these powerful cells sleep, your body defaults to a mode of fat storage, accumulating reserves rather than efficiently burning them for energy. This very same master switch, responsible for awakening your dormant stem cells and unleashing their regenerative power, is also the key that unlocks the release of deeply entrenched, stubborn fat. It is a singular, elegant mechanism yielding two incredibly significant results, both of which are likely inactive within your system right now. Consider the case of a 67-year-old patient who presented with a persistent layer of belly fat that had resisted all efforts for 6 agonizing years. Beyond the aesthetic concern, his body showed systemic signs of reduced vitality, chronic exhaustion, a noticeable slowness in healing, exemplified by a simple cut on his hand that stubbornly took 3 weeks to close. Diagnostic tests confirmed his stem cell activity was alarmingly low for his age, indicating that his body had ceased its natural regenerative processes and instead shifted into a perpetual state of hoarding both fat and cellular debris. The intervention was remarkably simple yet profoundly effective. A precisely curated regimen of 6 specific actions, all to be undertaken within a single 24-hour period, not spread over weeks or months. The immediate impact was astounding. Just 1 day later, his follow-up blood work revealed measurable stem cell mobilization, a clear indication that his body's regenerative engine was restarting. Within a mere 2 weeks, the stubborn fat that had plagued him for years finally began to dissipate, and the minor wound on his hand healed completely in just 5 days, a stark contrast to the previous 3-week ordeal. These 6 meticulously chosen methods don't act in isolation. They synergistically trigger a dual process of autophagy, the body's cellular cleansing and recycling mechanism, and stem cell activation. Together, they send a clear, decisive signal to your body. The perceived period of famine, scarcity, or metabolic stress is over. It is now safe and indeed optimal to regenerate, repair, and finally release the stored fat it has been clinging to with such tenacity. This approach stands in stark contrast to the burgeoning regenerative medicine industry, a colossal enterprise generating $58 billion annually through expensive stem cell injections and an array of fat loss drugs. These typically represent 2 separate treatments, requiring 2 distinct financial commitments, while the profound potential of 6 accessible, often free actions exists to flip the one intrinsic switch that governs both. What you are about to discover are these 6 methods, carefully ranked from highly effective to truly extraordinary. It is imperative to pay especially close attention to number 3, as it has demonstrated the strongest stem cell mobilization in rigorous controlled trials. And perhaps most astonishingly, it requires absolutely no financial investment to implement as early as tonight. All supporting scientific sources are meticulously linked for your further exploration. Share your age and location in the comments, as every response is personally reviewed. Now let us delve into the first method, number 6, Implement this tonight, and your body can transition from a state of fat storage to active stem cell regeneration before you even wake in the morning. Method number 6 involves the judicious combination of turmeric with black pepper. While many people are generally aware of turmeric's well-documented anti-inflammatory properties, knowledge that is now considered mainstream, what remains less known, and indeed represents a groundbreaking discovery, is its profound effect on both stem cell proliferation and fat metabolism when correctly combined and absorbed. A pivotal 2022 study published in the esteemed Journal of Stem Cell Research and Therapy meticulously investigated the impact of curcumin, the primary active compound within turmeric, on human mesenchymal stem cells. These are the versatile stem cells critically responsible for the repair and rebuilding of essential tissues throughout your body, including bones, cartilage, and surprisingly, even fat tissue. The findings were nothing short of remarkable. Curcumin was observed to increase stem cell proliferation by a significant 39% in a mere 72 hours. This initial burst of regenerative activity was merely the tip of the iceberg. The very same study further unveiled that curcumin simultaneously possessed the capacity to inhibit adipogenesis, the precise scientific term for the creation and development of new fat cells. Therefore, this powerful compound was actively promoting the multiplication of beneficial stem cells while concurrently blocking the formation of undesirable fat cells, a truly dual action benefit. However, there is a critical nuance, a catch that most people unfortunately overlook, diminishing the efficacy of their turmeric intake. Turmeric, when consumed by itself, exhibits notoriously poor bioavailability. This means your body struggles to absorb and utilize almost any of its beneficial compounds. This challenge was definitively addressed by a landmark study in Planta Medica, which conclusively proved that piperine, the active compound found in black pepper, dramatically enhances curcumin absorption by an astonishing 2,000%. This figure is not a typographical error. It represents a 20-fold increase. Without the crucial presence of black pepper, consuming turmeric largely amounts to a wasted effort as its therapeutic benefits remain locked away. To maximize the absorption and harness the full potential of this powerful duo, the most effective method, substantiated by scientific research, is to combine approximately 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder with a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Crucially, this mixture should also incorporate a small amount of healthy fat, such as extra virgin olive oil or virgin coconut oil. The inclusion of fat is not optional but essential, as curcumin is a fat-soluble compound, meaning it absolutely requires fat to be effectively absorbed into your bloodstream and distributed throughout the body. This potent concoction can be easily stirred into warm water, blended into a morning smoothie, or even mixed into scrambled eggs for a convenient and effective dose. The studies supporting these benefits typically utilize daily doses equivalent to roughly 500 to 1,000 baktmas of curcumin, which practically translates to about 1 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder. Timing also plays a significant role in optimizing absorption. Research published in the European Journal of Nutrition indicated that ingesting curcumin alongside your largest meal of the day improved its absorption by an additional 28% compared to taking it on an empty stomach. The natural fat content within the meal itself acts as an efficient delivery system for the curcumin. It is also important to note that consistency is paramount, dramatically amplifying the results. While the impressive stem cell benefits were observed within 72 hours in controlled laboratory settings, the measurable effects on fat metabolism in human trials typically required approximately 8 weeks of consistent daily use to manifest significant changes in body composition. For instance, participants in a 2021 randomized controlled trial who incorporated daily curcumin for 8 weeks lost, on average, 1.9 kilograms more body fat than individuals individuals in the placebo group. Furthermore, their inflammatory markers, particularly C-reactive protein, saw a remarkable reduction of 31%. Lower systemic inflammation is a critical factor, as it ensures your existing stem cells not only survive longer, but also function far more efficiently. Turmeric with black pepper stands as one of those rare compounds that tackles the challenge of cellular regeneration and fat loss from two synergistic angles simultaneously. Now, let us advance to an even more powerful remedy derived from a minuscule black seed. Moving on to number 5, we explore the remarkable black seed oil. This ancient remedy boasts a venerable history, having been utilized in various traditional medicinal practices for over 2,000 years, revered across cultures for its wide array of health benefits. However, it is only in recent times that modern science has begun to truly unravel and understand the intricate mechanisms and profound effects it orchestrates within the human body. Black seed oil, meticulously extracted from the seeds of the Nigella sativa plant, contains a powerful bioactive compound known as thymoquinone. This particular compound is emerging as one of the most potent natural stem cell activators ever subjected to scientific scrutiny. A compelling 2021 study published in Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy provided strong evidence that thymoquinone significantly increased hematopoietic stem cell proliferation by an impressive 45% in animal models. Hematopoietic stem cells are the foundational cells responsible for generating all types of blood cells and vital immune cells within your body. When these crucial stem cells multiply and become more active, the systemic benefits are widespread. Your immune system gains considerable strength, your blood's capacity to transport oxygen improves, and your body's overall capacity for repair and regeneration experiences a substantial surge. The fat-burning potential of black seed oil is equally impressive and merits close attention. A meticulously conducted, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial published in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders in 2020, tracked 90 overweight participants over an 8-week period. The group that consumed just 2 grams of black seed oil daily experienced an average loss of 3.2 kilos of total body weight. Crucially, their waist circumference decreased by an average of 4.1 centimeters compared to the placebo group, indicating a significant reduction in abdominal fat. Beyond these physical changes, participants also saw their fasting blood sugar levels drop by 17%, and their triglycerides, a type of fat in the blood, decreased by 22%. The underlying mechanism responsible for these benefits is truly fascinating. Thymoquinone actively engages and activates an enzyme called AMPK, which stands for adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. Think of AMPK as your body's master metabolic switch. When activated, it fundamentally shifts your cell's metabolic preference from storing fat to actively burning fat for energy. This is the very same powerful metabolic pathway that is naturally activated through activities like exercise and periods of fasting, but black seed oil uniquely triggers this switch through an entirely distinct biological door. This implies a significant advantage. Black seed oil can be effectively stacked with other methods on this list, leading to potentially compounding and synergistic effects. For optimal benefit, the research consistently points towards daily doses ranging between 1 and 3 grams, which approximates half a teaspoon to 1 full teaspoon. It is recommended to take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. A 2019 pharmacokinetic study specifically demonstrated that the fasted absorption of thymoquinone was 34%, higher than when consumed with food. The taste of black seed oil is notably strong and can be slightly bitter. So many individuals find it more palatable when chased with a small amount of raw honey. Interestingly, a separate study in the Journal of Food Science discovered that combining black seed oil with raw honey created a synergistic anti-inflammatory effect that was 67% greater than either compound consumed alone. When purchasing black seed oil, always prioritize cold-pressed organic varieties stored in dark glass bottles. This is crucial because heat and light rapidly degrade thymoquinone, and tests have revealed that some cheaper brands contain less than half the thymoquinone content declared on their labels. The quality of the product you choose directly impacts the results you can expect. Begin with half a teaspoon for the first week to allow your digestive system to adapt, then gradually increase to the full recommended dose. Now let's explore the next method, which requires consuming something raw and promises incredibly powerful results. Before we proceed to the next method, if you found the information shared so far to be valuable and insightful, please consider hitting the like button on this video. Your support helps us reach more individuals who can benefit from this knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell icon to ensure you receive notifications for all future videos like this one, packed with science-backed health insights. Number 4 brings us to raw broccoli sprouts. This method is not about simply incorporating a side of mature broccoli into your dinner. It focuses on a very specific, concentrated form of broccoli that contains an astonishing amount, up to 100 times more, of a potent compound called sulforaphane compared to its fully grown counterpart. Broccoli sprouts, these delicate, tiny 3 to 5 day old baby plants, are arguably the most concentrated natural source of sulforaphane known to exist on the planet. Sulforaphane, in turn, is being heralded by researchers as a master activator of the body's intrinsic defense systems. A significant 2020 study published in Aging Cell provided compelling evidence that sulforaphane effectively activates the NRF2 pathway. NRF2 is a critical protein that resides within virtually every cell in your body, patiently awaiting activation. When this pathway is stimulated, it triggers the production of over 200 protective genes. These genes are instrumental in combating oxidative stress, significantly reducing systemic inflammation, and most importantly, directly shielding your precious stem cells from various forms of damage. The study further detailed that NRF2 activation, facilitated by sulforaphane, led to a remarkable 52% increase in neural stem cell survival and substantially enhanced their capacity to differentiate into new, fully functional neurons. For the goal of fat loss, the supporting data is equally compelling. A 2022 clinical trial featured in Molecular Nutrition and Food Research administered sulforaphane supplements to participants over a 12-week period. The treatment group demonstrated a notable 13% reduction in visceral fat, a particularly dangerous type of fat surrounding internal organs, as precisely measured by DEXA scans. This was accompanied by a significant improvement in insulin sensitivity. Enhanced insulin sensitivity is a cornerstone of metabolic health, meaning your body becomes more adept at preventing the storage of excess sugar as fat, and instead shifts towards utilizing existing stored fat as an efficient fuel source. The critical key to harnessing the power of sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts is that they must be consumed raw. Cooking, unfortunately, destroys a crucial enzyme known as myrosinase. This enzyme is absolutely essential for converting the precursor compound, glucoraphanin, into the active and beneficial sulforaphane. One study, published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, starkly illustrated this point, showing that merely steaming broccoli for 2 minutes reduced sulforaphane availability by 60%, while boiling almost entirely eliminated it. To prepare your own potent raw broccoli sprouts at home, begin by purchasing organic broccoli sprouting seeds, readily available at most health food stores or online. Soak 2 tablespoons of these seeds in a mason jar overnight. The next morning, drain the water completely and then rinse the seeds thoroughly, repeating this rinse and drain process twice daily for 3 to 5 days. By the end of this period, you will have a full jar of fresh, nutrient-dense sprouts. Aim to consume about 1 cup of these raw sprouts per day, which typically provides roughly 70 to 80 milligrams of active sulforaphane. It is important to chew them thoroughly, as the physical act of chewing mechanically mixes the myrosinase enzyme with the glucoraphanin within your mouth, initiating the conversion into sulforaphane right there. Research further indicates that adding a tiny pinch of mustard seed powder to your sprouts can boost sulforaphane production by an additional 4 times. This is because mustard seeds are naturally rich in extra-myrosinase. You can easily incorporate these versatile sprouts into salads, blend them seamlessly into smoothies, or simply eat them straight from the jar for maximum convenience. A valuable storage tip comes directly from the research team at Johns Hopkins, pioneers in sulforaphane science. Keep your freshly sprouted broccoli sprouts in a sealed container within the refrigerator where they will maintain their potency for up to 5 days. Now, let's explore the next method, which involves something entirely free and universally accessible. Method number 3 introduces us to cold water exposure. At first mention, this particular method might immediately evoke a sense of discomfort, and frankly, that perception is quite accurate. It is uncomfortable. However, the profound scientific basis behind the transformative effects of cold on both your stem cells and your fat metabolism is truly astonishing and worthy of deep consideration. When your body is deliberately exposed to cold water, a series of extraordinary physiological events are triggered. Most notably, your nervous system responds by initiating a massive surge of norepinephrine. This potent compound functions as both a hormone and a neurotransmitter, directly stimulating two highly desirable outcomes: robust stem cell mobilization and efficient fat burning. A landmark 2014 study published in Bioscience Reports compellingly demonstrated that a mere 1 hour of cold exposure at 14 degrees C, approximately 57 degrees F, resulted in an astounding 530% increase in norepinephrine levels. This represents a more than 5-fold increase from a single session, highlighting the sheer power of this simple stimulus. But the benefits extend even further. This surge of norepinephrine actively triggers and activates brown adipose tissue, more commonly known as brown fat. Unlike white fat, which primarily functions to store energy and is responsible for the stubborn belly fat many seek to eliminate, brown fat possesses the unique capability to actively burn calories, generating heat and increasing your metabolic rate. A 2019 study in the Journal of Clinical Investigation utilized sophisticated PET scans to precisely measure brown fat activity and found that repeated cold exposure over a period of just 10 days significantly increased brown fat volume by 42%. Furthermore, this led to an impressive boost in resting metabolic rate by approximately 300 calories per day. Imagine burning an additional 300 calories daily without any conscious effort, purely because your body has developed more active brown fat. Now, this is where the critical connection to stem cells emerges. A 2021 paper published in Stem Cell Reports unveiled that cold-induced norepinephrine directly stimulates mesenchymal stem cells, specifically those residing in your bone marrow, to both proliferate, multiply, and mobilize into the bloodstream. Researchers measured a significant 37% increase in circulating stem cells after just 5 consecutive days of consistent cold exposure. Once mobilized, these potent stem cells travel to various damaged tissues and organs throughout your body, initiating crucial repair work. It's akin to dispatching a highly effective fleet of repair crews to every area of your body that requires maintenance, rejuvenation, and healing. So the key question becomes, how can one practically implement this without succumbing to sheer misery? The good news is that you absolutely do not need to invest in or endure an ice bath. Begin with what researchers term the minimal effective dose. At the conclusion of your regular warm shower, simply turn the water temperature to the coldest possible setting and stand under it for a brief 30 seconds. That is the entirety of the recommended exposure for day 1. Over the subsequent 2 weeks, gradually increase the duration of this cold exposure, aiming to reach a sustained period of 2 to 3 minutes. A comprehensive 2023 meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, which meticulously reviewed 104 studies on cold exposure, determined that the benefits tend to plateau at roughly 11 minutes of total cold exposure per week, optimally divided across 3 to 4 sessions. This means lengthy, grueling sessions are entirely unnecessary. The water should be cold enough that you feel a distinct urge to exit, typically between 10 to 15 degrees C, 50 to 59 degrees F. If you wish to escalate the effects for even greater benefits, full cold immersion in a tub will produce stronger results due to the increased skin surface area exposed to the cold. Specifically, exposure of the face and neck region triggers the powerful dive reflex, which significantly amplifies the norepinephrine response. During the exposure, focus on breathing slowly and deliberately to prevent hyperventilation and manage the initial shock. Now, the subsequent method might come as a surprise, as it involves doing the very opposite of eating. Let's delve into method number 2, time-restricted fasting. While the concept of intermittent fasting has gained widespread recognition, the latest scientific research reveals that its benefits extend far beyond simple weight loss. In 2018, a pioneering research team at MIT published a groundbreaking study in cell stem cell that fundamentally reshaped scientific understanding of fasting's role in regeneration. Their astonishing discovery was that a mere 24-hour fast effectively doubled the regenerative capacity of intestinal stem cells in both young and aged subjects, a truly remarkable and consistent doubling of regenerative potential. The underlying mechanism proved surprisingly elegant and insightful. Fasting, by depleting readily available glucose, forced cells to undergo a metabolic switch, shifting their primary fuel source from burning glucose to burning fatty acids. This critical metabolic transition, in turn, activated a specific signaling pathway known as PPAR delta, which was directly responsible for enhancing stem cell function. Intriguingly, the aged subjects exhibited the most dramatic improvements, suggesting that this particular intervention becomes even more potent and beneficial as one gets older. For the critical objective of fat loss, the supporting research is equally robust and compelling. A comprehensive 2022 systematic review published in the prestigious New England Journal of Medicine meticulously analyzed 27 clinical trials focusing on time-restricted eating patterns. The findings indicated that participants who consistently limited their eating window to 8 hours or fewer daily experienced an average loss of 3 to 5% of their total body weight over periods ranging from 8 to 12 weeks. More significantly, the fat lost was disproportionately visceral fat, the most dangerous type of fat surrounding internal organs. DEXA scans, a highly accurate body composition measurement tool, revealed that visceral fat decreased by an average of 14%, whereas subcutaneous fat, the fat located just beneath the skin, decreased by only 6%. This crucial distinction highlights that fasting specifically targets and reduces the most hazardous and notoriously stubborn type of fat. However, the precise timing and duration of your fast are of paramount importance for maximizing these benefits. A pivotal 2023 study published in Cell Reports Medicine compared the outcomes of 12-hour, 16-hour, and 20-hour fasting windows. The key finding was that significant stem cell regeneration benefits only became evident and substantial at the 16-hour mark. Below this threshold, the body had not fully transitioned into a deep fat-burning metabolic mode, nor had it adequately activated the crucial autophagy process, where cells efficiently clean out damaged components and recycle them for new cellular construction. Therefore, the minimal effective fasting window for optimal benefits is consistently 16 hours of not eating, followed by an 8-hour eating window. Here's a precise and practical way to implement this. Aim to stop eating by 8:00 p.m. tonight. Then refrain from eating again until noon the following day. During this designated fasting period, it is permissible to drink water, black coffee, and plain unsweetened tea. Absolutely nothing with calories, artificial sweeteners, or cream should be consumed, as even minute amounts of these can disrupt the crucial metabolic switch that drives the desired benefits. A common and significant mistake people often make is adding milk, sugar, or other calorie-containing additives to their morning coffee, thereby unknowingly nullifying the entire metabolic purpose of their fast. Interestingly, a 2021 study from the Salk Institute found that front-loading your eating window, specifically consuming your largest meal at noon and concluding with a lighter dinner, produced 23% greater fat loss compared to consuming the same total calories but having the largest meal in the evening. This approach aligns perfectly with your natural circadian rhythm, during which insulin sensitivity is naturally highest earlier in the day. Furthermore, during your fasting period, your growth hormone levels will experience a significant surge, potentially by up to 300%, according to data published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology. This surge directly fuels stem cell production and enhances fat mobilization throughout the body. The longer and more consistently you maintain this daily practice, the more efficient and adept your body becomes at confidently flipping this critical metabolic switch, optimizing both regeneration and fat burning. And now we unveil the #1 most powerful method, a discovery that has astonished researchers and holds the potential to profoundly change our understanding of health and longevity. Finally, we arrive at method #1, cooled resistant starch. This is the method that, astonishingly, very few people are discussing yet, but it might very well represent the single most important discovery on this entire list, holding truly transformative potential. Resistant starch is a unique and fascinating type of carbohydrate that, as its name suggests, resists digestion within your small intestine. Instead of being broken down and absorbed as simple sugar, it passes through the small intestine largely intact, making its way directly into your large intestine. Once there, it serves as a highly specialized preferential food source for specific colonies of beneficial gut bacteria. These diligent bacteria, in turn, ferment the resistant starch and produce a remarkable short-chain fatty acid known as butyrate. And it is butyrate that scientists are now universally recognizing as the most potent natural stem cell regenerator ever identified. A groundbreaking 2022 study conducted at Stanford University and published in the prestigious journal Science rigorously tested the effects of butyrate on intestinal stem cells. The results were astounding. It increased stem cell regeneration by an incredible 68% within a mere 48 hours. However, the implications of butyrate extended far beyond the confines of the gut. Butyrate, once produced, enters the bloodstream and, crucially, possesses the unique ability to cross the formidable blood-brain barrier. There, it was shown to actively stimulate neural stem cell growth by an impressive 41% in a 2021 study published in Nature Communications. Furthermore, it also reached the bone marrow, where it significantly enhanced hematopoietic stem cell proliferation. This single, naturally occurring compound, produced by your own gut bacteria when they are properly fed resistant starch, essentially broadcasts a powerful regeneration signal to virtually every stem cell niche throughout your entire body, orchestrating widespread repair and renewal. For the critical goal of fat burning, the data associated with resistant starch is equally staggering. A randomized controlled trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2023 assigned 45 participants to consume 30 grams of resistant starch daily for 8 weeks. The resistant starch group demonstrated a remarkable 22% increase in fat burning during sleep compared to the control group, a finding meticulously measured by sophisticated overnight metabolic chamber testing. Additionally, their fasting insulin levels dropped by a significant 33%, and their postprandial glucose response, meaning the spike in blood sugar after meals, decreased by 28%. Lower insulin levels are absolutely critical because they enable your body to actually access stored fat and utilize it for energy, rather than keeping it locked away. Herein lies the secret that makes implementing this method incredibly simple and accessible. You do not require any special supplements or exotic ingredients. The solution is found in everyday staples. Simply cook regular white potatoes or white rice, and then allow them to cool completely in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours. As starch cools, its molecular structure undergoes a physical transformation. The molecular chains rearrange into a crystalline formation known as retrograded starch, which your digestive enzymes cannot easily break down. For example, one medium-sized potato contains roughly 3 grams of resistant starch when hot, but after being cooled, that content dramatically increases to approximately 12 grams. What's more, you can even reheat the cooled potato or rice, and it retains most of its newly formed resistant starch, about 80% according to food science research from RMIT University. This means you can conveniently cook a batch of potatoes or rice on a Sunday, refrigerate them, and then consume them throughout the week in any form you prefer. Potato salad, cold rice bowls, or reheated as a versatile side dish all work perfectly. Green bananas offer another excellent and natural source, providing approximately 8 grams of resistant starch per banana. Blending a green banana into your morning smoothie is a convenient way to incorporate this, as you will barely detect its taste. The recommended daily dose, derived from clinical research, ranges from 15 to 30 grams. For an even more profound impact, combine this method with the time-restricted fasting protocol described earlier. By consuming your resistant starch during your first meal at noon, you create a powerful compounding effect, ensuring that butyrate production peaks precisely when your stem cells are most primed and ready for regeneration, creating an optimal synergy for renewal and fat loss. There you have it, 6 groundbreaking, science-backed strategies designed to empower your body to regrow its stem cells and effectively burn stubborn fat starting today. From the ancient wisdom harnessed in turmeric and black seed oil, through the potent cellular defense of raw broccoli sprouts and the invigorating power of cold water exposure, to the metabolic mastery of time-restricted fasting, and finally, the incredible gut-mediated regeneration offered by cooled, resistant starch. Every single method on this comprehensive list is something you can begin implementing right now. These are not distant, unattainable treatments, but accessible practices utilizing ingredients and habits that are already within your reach. You don't need expensive clinic visits or complex laboratory procedures. What you need is the invaluable knowledge you now possess and the willingness to act upon it. Choose even one of these methods to integrate into your routine starting today, and your body will begin its profound journey of transformation, regenerating from within and shedding the stubborn fat that has held you back. If you found this information valuable and empowering, please consider hitting that subscribe button to ensure you never miss future videos like this, filled with actionable insights for your health and well-being. Thank you so much for watching.